Okay, it is streaming live on YouTube.
Okay, Bipin, can you just help me and tell me, is my video is on? Can you see my face?
Yes.
Okay, it's visible?
You can be seen and you can be heard as well.
Okay, Bipin, thank you. So should I start or you'll give me a count?
Nitin. Just a minute, we'll give.
Yeah, no problem.
This is the first presentation in the afternoon session. So as we progress, it becomes clockwork.
Yeah, no worries.
Just a moment. Yes, you can start the presentation.
Okay, so you can see my face and you can see my screen. I'm starting, right? 1, 2.
Yeah. And Nitin, you should always have a dialogue. Don't keep quiet on anything. You must constantly keep on talking because we have got a jury panel who's also very keen to have the presentation. So please start, Purvi.
Yeah, okay. Hello, good afternoon, judges. This is Purvi Parekh from Madison, and I will be taking you through hair and care's case study, Jab hair oil ho non-sticky, tabhi khule baal befikar. In India, out of the many things that that are passed down for generations, one of them is application of hair oil, which is considered to be the best source of nourishment. The ideal hair aesthetic for an Indian woman is coal black, shiny, long locks. Hence, they say application of hair oil is not just a beauty regime, but a great Indian beauty secret to healthy hair. However, people often refrain themselves from applying hair oil with a fear of looking champu. In India is the biggest hair oil industry with plethora of brands already available and newer brands getting introduced every year. Majority of these brands only offer loads and loads of chipchipahat. Hair and Care fruit oils, one such non-sticky hair oil brand, was all set to revolutionize the hair oil market by offering varied benefits of non-stickiness, nourishment, and style, unlike the other players in the market. The only brand in the category, staying true to its philosophy of being youthful and contemporary, wanted to bring alive the magic, happiness, and joy of khule baal. Hair and Care fruit oils thereby launched a new communication to convey nourishment-led functional benefits by weaving into the lyrics of the iconic song Ude Jab Jab Zulfe Teri and bringing alive the essence of khule baal, thereby redefining Aaj ke naye daur ka non-chipku oiled hair. With this peppy music being the integral part of our new communication, we engaged and persuaded our consumers with a mix of TV and digital, thus delivering a consistent message in a more compelling manner. But do you think this regular awareness campaign was enough and would work? Nah, it wouldn't. Because it was time to do something very, very hatke and thoda khulke. Because HNC was talking to the Uber stylist generation, an Uber chick for whom appearance is of utmost importance. She's a self-it-is, always on the go, loves to flaunt, loves grooving to remixes, but she has a very, very low attention span. With such a low attention span and being so easily distracted, we had to devise a media strategy wherein we need not interrupt but engage with her. A solution that was capable of attracting her attention, and hence we required media that had a captivating alliance, aka an engaging association. But what is a captivating alliance? It is all about winning millennials' heart and mind, where they do not just see but interact, listen but groove, view but engage, buy but experience. We identified key facts about millennials and engaged with them likewise. Just imagine those long waiting hours at the bus stop or a metro station. They are so damn boring. We used this insight and made this waiting time an opportunity for us. Hair and Care billboards with sensor technology were up at the high footfall metro stations and bus stops. The sensors were programmed to be activated at the onset of the wind gust caused by the arrival of a metro or a bus. Every time a train came on the platform, Shraddha Kapoor's hair was all blowing away. We interacted and captivated our consumers for not only a day or two, but more than 2 continuous weeks in our key markets of Mumbai, Delhi, and Jaipur. For this on-the-move generation, listening to music is a part of her daily commute. With this insight, we decided to go beyond just vanilla presence on radio and create a show fabrication with popular RJs on the leading radio station, Red FM. We initiated the brand experience wherein RJs themselves stepped out post applying Hair and Care on their hair, put up their pictures on social media, thereby throwing open a challenge for the listeners as well to step out with Hair and Care, upload their pictures on social media as well. For these millennials, mobile has become an integral part of their lives, from a mere technical tool to a social tool. We got consumers engaged in a fun and interactive manner to establish what the brand was offering. We placed interactive ads where users had to tap that directed them to a banner with a static image of a model with the instructions to blow into the mic. Post the tapping and blowing, the model's hair flew, thereby creating a first-hand impression and involvement with the brand, thereby making sure they do not just view, but engage. And finally, how could we not groove along with the influencers who influences millennials day in and out? With short-form videos becoming a rage and a permanent fixture for engagement, we initiated the hashtag challenge on TikTok that would help us create engagement for the Khule Baal Befikar challenge. We created optimized branded hair and care song only for the hashtag challenge, which suited the TikTok audiences. Post which we threw open the challenge through our TikTok influencers and coaxed users to make their dance version of Khule Baal Befikar on the quirky song we composed. And with this, we believe our activity was successful as we connected with millennials across platforms and touchpoints. And we were able to captivate the millennials because we interacted, grooved, engaged, made her experience the joy and happiness of Khule Baal, thus captivating 120 million plus millennials. And with this fantabulous campaign, hair and care spont awareness grew from 8.7 to 11%. Market share moved up to 2.7 from 2.2%. And finally, the imagery scores for non-sticky hair was up by 44%, and makes hair easy to style was up by 35%. Now, let's see how we actually did this.
लगता है चिपचिपा तेल पड़ गया भारी, इसीलिए हेयर एंड केयर जो है लाइट एंड नॉन स्टिकी, इसमें है ऑलिव्स और विटामिन ई। नया हेयर एंड केयर, अब खुले बाल बेफिक्र।
इंटरेस्टिंग। मैं वो उड़ते हुए बाल देखती रह गई और मेरी बस निकल गई। आई थिंक मुझे भी हेयर एंड केयर ट्राई करना ही पड़ेगा ये ऐसे उड़ते हुए बालों के लिए।
फाइनली मैं जीत गई। ये मैंने तुम्हें बताया था ना, अर्जित तथागत ने मुझे चैलेंज दिया था हैशटैग खुले बाल बेफिक्र का, जिसमें मुझे बालों को ऑयल लगाकर बाहर जाकर कोई एक्टिविटी करनी थी। तो जाओ मेरे सोशल मीडिया पे आरजे करिश्मा रेड एफएम के नाम से मिलूंगी फेसबुक पे, वहां पे आप मेरी फोटोज देख सकते हो। ना ही मेरे बाल चिपचिपे लग रहे और ना ही मैं चंपू लग रही। हैशटैग खुले बाल बेफिक्र चैलेंज आप भी जीत सकते हो। उसके लिए आपको क्या करना है आपको पता है, बस ये हेयर ऑयल अपने सर में लगाना है और अपनी सेल्फीज मस्त सी आपको मुझे भेजनी है। या आप एक काम करो, जल्दी से फटाफट से 9009935935 पर ये बेस्ट सेल्फीज आप सेंड कर सकते हो। आपको मिलेंगे हेयर एंड केयर की तरफ से कुछ अमेजिंग गिफ्ट।
देखे सारी ये बाल ये बेफिक्र तेरी जुल्फे उड़ती जाए रे दिल फिसल
Last 1 minute.
And lastly, like they say, your hair is your freedom. Khule baal befikar. So don't just let that go. Thank you.
Thank you, Purvi. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, Bipin.
Smita announced the judges. We'll give you half a minute to put the score, and then we'll roll with the second case study. Okay.
Moving on to the next presentation, Mindshare for Hindustan Unilever, Bella Chow, the rich his.
So,
Jury members, are we ready for the second case study?
Can we take a minute, please? Yeah.
Okay.
once jury members, once you're done scoring, please do let us know so that we can start the presentation.
Hi, this is Apurv. I'm done with my scoring, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm done.
Let's start. Mindshare, can you please present?
I'm presenting my screen. Can you not see?
Yes, Aditi, your time starts now. You can start the presentation.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Aditi Patil from Mindshare, and I'll be taking you through Bella Chow, the Reach Heist. HUL, as the largest FMCG company in one of the largest FMCG markets, constantly looks to grow ahead of its competition across consumer segments with its wide array of offerings. We were tasked with ensuring that our media approach is future fit to deliver competitive growth as measured through salience metrics and penetration growth. To achieve this, we needed to first understand three things. Number one, the market context and segments that would drive growth in FMCG. Second, HUL brand's performance in those segments. And third, the media behavior of the segments. Starting with the macro view and the market context. An analysis of BCG shows that FMCG consumption is slated to double by 2025. The top of the pyramid, the affluent segment, consumes 39% of all FMCG today, and it is expected to drive the growth in the category. In fact, by 2025, it is expected to consume as much as the entire country is consuming today. So to drive future growth, winning in this segment was critical. We then came to the second pillar and analyzed the performance of Unilever brands. We found that while overall penetration of mass brands increased, the affluent segment was not contributing to their growth. Premium brands were also losing in this segment to existing and new age brands alike. The affluent consumer, a clear growth driver for the industry, was a huge opportunity that HUL brands were losing in. This needed immediate correction. One of the critical things we had to be mindful of while solving for the decline in brand performance in affluent segment was that we could not afford to lose out on the consumer base of today. Middle India, the traditional bastion of Unilever. Once we had identified the audience where we had to accelerate growth to be future fit, it was important to understand as deeply as possible their behavior in media. We first looked at industry standard measurement sources like IRS and BARC to understand the difference in media consumption between the top and the other sections of the pyramid. However, this data was too slow moving for us to derive futuristic insights about the evolution of consumers' media behaviors. We then looked to varied sources to gain a more current understanding. These ranged from new age tech partners offering real-time measurement to data collected by digital platforms and the television distribution ecosystem. Across the range of sources, we were able to quantify and understand some critical trends. One, the movement of audiences out of traditional medium like TV. Two, the phenomena of distracted viewing, interacting with multiple mediums at the same time. Three, the content and platform preferences of the most affluent audiences who are underrepresented in the industry panels. We then fused the BCG classification, fast data gathered through our partner ecosystem, and industry standard slow data sources to arrive at three distinct audience segments with high in-group homogeneity and out-group heterogeneity. In doing this, we had to also arrive at a definition of these audiences across different data sources to ensure that we were looking at the same consumer. Our framework was complete after a layer of geographic de-averaging was added. This was an important unlock as media habits and media penetration varies across the country. Even within the Hindi belt, often assumed to be homogeneous, we see differences in media penetration between markets like Bihar and UP on the one hand, and markets like Delhi and Gujarat on the other. The strength of this framework lay in challenging the conventional practice of defining a single media TG for a campaign. We made a strategic shift to address the competitive growth challenge. We adopted an approach of planning for multiple media TGs for every single campaign in line with the brand's consumer base. Our hypothesis, this approach would help brands win with consumers of today and the consumers of tomorrow. We were now able to provide tailored solutions to achieve reach in line with each brand's existing and new consumer base. Our digital partners walked this journey with us. They created custom audiences basis our framework. By matching our audience definitions to data signals available on their platforms, helping us create a consistent, coherent view of the consumers across the walled gardens. In addition to using the audiences created by the platform, we also fused audience data from our measurement partners with platform data to find these segments in a deterministic manner and deliver reach in TV light audiences. Further, the measurement insights were used to customize TV plan for every campaign to deliver efficient reach in the combination of the three mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive audiences. We built out an exhaustive stack across media to right address India 1, 2, and 3 in each campaign. One example is in how we use data to understand the interplay of TV and connected TV and create a holistic solution for our brands among India 1 audiences. Similarly, media that helps acquire reach in India 3 were identified and were made part of the recommendations for brands that had a substantial India 3 base. We tapped every opportunity we could find through a host of data sources and converted it into a media model that right addressed every campaign's consumer base and identified growth pockets. And all this was brought alive month after month through an algorithmic decision engine that ensured rigorous optimization at a campaign level across demographic and geographic segments. The results? In testing the approach, we found that merely realigning budget basis the new media strategy gave us 16% increase in overall absolute reach, with a substantial reach upweight in India 1. After deploying the media strategy for all Unilever brands, we saw it deliver on mind measures with more brands growing spontaneous awareness across India 1, 2, and 3. It also delivered on brand penetration. We were able to aid the growth or stabilize penetration among 90% of the brands in India 1, which led to an overall penetration growth of 63% of Unilever's brands. If that isn't a reach heist, we don't know what is. Thank you.
Aditi, thank you.
Thank you.
Give time for the jury members to score, please. And till such time, get ready with the next case study presentation, please.
Now, moving on to next presentation, Mindshare for Lifebuoy COVID campaign, saving lives, selling soaps.
Hi, allow me some time. I'm just trying to set it up.
Yeah, please.
It's showing you cannot start screen while the other participant is sharing. Okay, done, got it.
So first, let me ask the jury members if they are ready. Okay?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, let me know when to start. I'll start accordingly.
Sure. Just give us 1 or 2 minutes.
Are the jury members ready now?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Yes.
Okay. Now, can we have the presentation, please?
It's up on the screen. Is it visible?
Yes, Rachna, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rachna from Mindshare, here to present a Lifebuoy's all-media strategy approach to fight against COVID-19. While today we may call this setup here as the new ways of working, new ways of presenting Emvies, where everyone is comfortable or accustomed to COVID conversations. Well, let me take you back in time when in the year 2020, the first cases of COVID were reported. No one in the wildest dreams imagined that in less than 2 months, the entire country would be shut down and they would be shut off from each other, creating anxiety, scare, and uncertainties for everyone. The unprecedented hardship that followed required everyone to join hands, but that's exactly what had become the new taboo. Only one thing we knew back then was WHO's guideline: until a cure is found for corona, wearing masks and simple act of hand washing when done correctly can reduce the spread of deadly virus. This is where Lifebuoy, India's leading germ protection soap brand, spreading the message of hand washing for over almost 100 years, decided to step forward with its brand purpose of safeguarding India against life-threatening diseases. But washing hands as a habit was very less in our country. Well, the number on the screen itself proved that. That's exactly what Lifebuoy wanted to change. Habit of washing hands. Lifebuoy wanted to unify the diverse Indian population to fight against COVID-19 by increasing awareness around hand washing with the right message at the right time using the right platforms. India, which is a complex matrix of geographical and economical stratas, is divided into 3 distinct segments. India 1, elite and affluent, India 2, of aspirers and next billion, and India 3, of strugglers. But what was common between them? The habit of not washing hands. While the target audience was entire India, we observed that 3 Indias within the country behaved very differently during the pandemic in terms of their media consumption behavior. India 1, elite and affluent audience, a light TV viewer. With lockdown implemented, these audiences increased their time on social media and video content platforms, which increased by almost 80%. Downloads from different entertainment and information apps also increased. Video consumption on OTT increased during their lunch hours and at nights. They ordered food and groceries online and in their leisure time followed their favorite influencers to check on the latest trends. While India 2 and Aspire started working from home, spent more time watching TV, news genres, movie genres, and vernac content consumption increased by almost 20 to 30%. TikTok, the social media for these audiences, had grown to almost 120 plus MAU. They learned new recipes watching their favorite chef on YouTube channels and at their leisure time played games on mobile. India 3, a struggler from a migrant who pushed further into poverty, a feature phone and content platform like TikTok on Jio smartphones were their constant source of entertainment and information. On TV, FTA consumption increased along with repeat telecasts to beat their time. We understood that we cannot approach this with the standard media playbook. Our approach was an inclusive media strategy which spanned across the consumer income pyramid, targeting each India. India 1, the elite and affluent, India 2, an aspirer, and India 3, the strugglers, with customized media solution based on their media insights to heighten the importance of hand washing during the most relevant times. Let me bring our strategy alive across these platforms to reach India 1, India 2, and India 3 through an AB.
India, home to 1.3 billion people, 18% of the world's population, wasn't spared by the deadly COVID-19 virus, risking lives of millions. Washing hands and wearing masks had become the mantra touted by everyone. Lifebuoy, India's #1 germ protection soap, has always championed the cause of preventing disease through the simple act of hand washing. In March 2020, aware of its responsibility and purpose, the foremost message the brand could deliver was for everyone to wash hands with soap, any soap, the single most effective method to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Due to the diversity of Indian population, we divided India into 3 Indias. India 1, elite and affluent. India 2, an aspirer who since the lockdown had started working from home. And India 3, a struggler migrant who was pushed to further poverty. While the target audience was India, the 3 Indias within the country behaved very differently in terms of their media consumption. An epic public awareness campaign was launched, peppered with cultural gradations and nuanced to the media affinities of India's varied consumer demographics, from the most affluent to the least. The campaign blasted off with a video featuring superstar Kajol, who partnered with Lifebuoy's mission to get India to wash its hands. Audiences from India 1 were reached by their favorite influencers creating content around the importance of hand washing and steps involved. As they binged, we sent them a sample of Lifebuoy through new food partner Swiggy. Lifebuoy activated a moment marketing campaign on social media on the day Prime Minister Mr. Modi appealed to the nation to show their gratitude towards the frontline workers by clapping for them. For India 2, we partnered with leading news channels to deliver contextual messages during all COVID-specific news and numerous music videos. As these audiences entertained themselves through influencers' challenges on TikTok, Lifebuoy reinforced its brand message of wash hands with soap, any soap, with a well-choreographed hashtag challenge and brought on celebrities as brand ambassador. A bespoke Lifebuoy hand wash song was created by rap superstar Badshah. On YouTube, their favorite cooking channels emphasized on washing hands before cooking. Video ads on most played games to spread the message of hand hygiene. With India 3 having limited connectivity, we educated and informed them through voice messages on the feature phone directly. And the campaign resonated across the hearts of millions through one single voice: wash hands with soap. any soap. The campaign reached to 21 million households in India impacting brand penetration gain of 250 basis points. In India too, we made 91 million households aware on importance of hand washing, impacting brand penetration to gain by 500 basis points. In Media Dark India 3, we reached 50 million households through OBD with brand penetration gain of 600 basis points. Volume sales of Lifebuoy increased by 1,560 basis points, highest in last 3 years, and brand's annual penetration increased by 410 basis points.
While we believed in the power of Lifebuoy, Lifebuoy believed in the power of hand washing and took a larger stand for the community. Saving lives became larger than selling soaps. The business results became the right testimonial for our belief that doing good for the community does good for the business as well. Well, the war against COVID-19 is not over yet. Hence, I request everyone to keep wearing masks and washing hands with soap, any soap. Stay safe, folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachna.
Thank you.
Rachna, thanks. Let's wait for some time. Allow some time for the jury members to complete their scores. In the meantime, Smita, you...
Okay. Moving on to the next presentation, web maker for L'Oreal Professional. L'Oreal Professionals India's first share of Smiles campaign to bring back smiles on the faces of salon partners after a global crisis.
You will start only when Nitin will request you to start. So Natasha,
Yes.
just hold on. Let the jury members complete the scores.
Sure.
No, we require some clearance from the jury members.
Jury members, please do let us know.
Done, no, thanks.
Are we good to go?
Yes, Vipin, let's go.
We can. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Start, Natasha.
Yeah.
Yes, you can start your presentation. Your time starts now.
Hey, good afternoon. I would like to start with congratulating each one of you for being strong and facing the pandemic with such grace. Life all over the globe changed drastically due to this multi-headed monster. India too felt the pangs of helplessness during this time. As the economy crumbled and the businesses failed, our GDP went down by 7.3%, a massive drop for the country. Many industries experienced losses in business, especially the MSMEs. One such heavily affected industry was the salon business. The number one reason, of course, was the social restrictions. The lockdown curtailed travels, events, or any kind of social gatherings. Another key reason is the touch taboo. Personal touch, once the USP of our business, was now feared by the consumers. These reasons led to the salons getting viciously affected, leading the footfalls to zero, a nightmarish scenario for these salons that many could not sustain. But one of the most heartbreaking loss was the loss of livelihood. The unemployment in urban India more than doubled in the first quarter of the lockdown. With our partner salons closing down, we had to see our own trained hairdressers struggling for their livelihoods. We saw our partner salons getting severely affected or even closing down. 5% of our partner salons shut down in this span. The other struggling 95% were fast approaching the same fate. This, to L'Oreal, was a silent cry for help. This was the genesis of our campaign, Share of Smiles, a L'Oreal professional initiative to get the salons back on their feet and help them support livelihoods. Hi, I'm Natasha Saha from Wavemaker, and today I will take you all through this journey of hope. Leaders in the beauty professional industry with 45% market share, L'Oreal felt responsible towards the partner salons. So we decided to step up. During the pandemic, like many other players, L'Oreal too could have sent samples at home and protected revenue. But as leaders, our core mission was to mobilize the consumers and give our salon partners the support they needed to bounce back. The new business model was based on personalization with 45 unique business propositions that the salons could customize and choose from. We knew that the consumers today preferred proximity to ensure least exposure to the outside world. Hence, our business model supported hyperlocal orientation. This led to more walk-ins as the consumers could redeem the offers close to home. This initiative was not just for revenue. We truly intended to help the most affected salons in the country. L'Oreal not just helped in building the business model, but also provided financial support. The initiative was funded completely by L'Oreal. The thought and inspiration all laid out. We now needed the right tech support to deliver the idea. We believe behind every successful idea is a new age tech. Let me now take you through the tech that brought the idea to life.
This isn't any ordinary technology. The complexity involves 600 plus salons across 120 plus cities and 45 plus unique consumer propositions. The task at hand through our initiative Share of Smiles was to bring back business to the salons. L'Oreal's media solution was based on 3 key pillars to make people believe in self-care and guide their behavioral change. L'Oreal's hyperlocal approach was to activate prospects within 2 to 3 kilometers of their location, ensuring reaching out to the right audiences to generate maximum footfalls. This would help mobilize the consumers as they could redeem offers in close proximity without risking too much time outside home. To excite customers, L'Oreal stormed the market with 40 unique value propositions across hair care and hair color brands for the salons to choose and customize. Meanwhile, the immense complexity of managing 600 plus salon campaigns by L'Oreal Professional needed utmost attention and efficiency. The learning model calibrated with leads generated in performing campaigns to reach at optimum levels. 3 dimensions were analyzed to make real-time optimization. The platform needed to automatically set up campaigns and activate customized brand promotions across salons with multiple offers. This could have been a gargantuan undertaking. Over the help of tech, the complexity was made simple. The world's #1 social community platform, Facebook, was chosen as the media partner for their native capability in providing hyperlocal targeting. The partner response was beyond enthusiastic, with campaigns created for 600 most affected salons. Each salon could select the offer they would like to run and connect to us via their Facebook pages. We even built the pages for the salons who did not have one. Budget was allocated to target 2 to 3 kilometer radius around each salon, optimizing radius as per performance. Automation, the heart of the activity, helped us build customized combination of ads in different variations to realize maximum efficiency, and the campaign flowed easy for max reach. A live dashboard was designed that provided summary of the entire activation for every day for each of the 600 plus salons to manage leads and bookings. A customized training, dedicated helpline, and the LeadX app was specifically created for the salon partner staff to teach them to use the digital dashboard. L'Oreal Professional Share of Smiles. Tech that empowered 600 salons across 120 cities to drive business growth.
Amazing, right? And our hard work paid off. We recorded some fabulous results. We saw close to 37,000 leads generated with 40% appointment bookings, which meant the salon footfalls skyrocketed. We also generated close to 45 million in revenue through in-salon services. While we generated business in the complex COVID situation, at the same time, we were media efficient. The campaign CPAs achieved were 50% lower than planned. But our greatest achievement was empowering these 600 salons across 120 cities to drive business. With renewed hopes and confidence, the salon owners now dared to look past the pandemic and take control of the future. And we could prove, even with the world Seems dark, we can bring in the beauty of light by sharing a smile. Signing off and wishing you a million smiles from Wavemaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you for the presentation. And may I request the jury members and all those who are watching the live streaming of this case study presentation to please subscribe to the channel of the Advertising Club. And we'll wait for the jury members to get ready with the scores, and post that. Smita, you can announce the next case study to be presented.
Okay, moving on to the last case study of this particular category, strategy consumer products cosmetics. Wavemaker BYOB, Sahi strategy for Sahibaa.
Yeah, you should wait till we tell you to start the case study presentation. Okay. Nitin will tell you when you can start.
Jury members, please do let us know once you're done scoring so that we can go for the next. Okay. Natasha, you can start sharing the screen and be ready by the time. And while sharing the screen, please do share it with the computer audio. Sorry, Anindita, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, you can start the presentation, Anindita.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anindita from Wavemaker, and I'm here to take you through the Sahi strategy we built for BYOB. BYOB wanted to create a new category of intimate care. The first step for us was to study the existing category. Now, be it sanitary napkins or condoms, nobody was really talking about intimate care enough. And moreover, conducting an on-ground research was another challenge, as people were not really willing to talk about the subject. So when we deep dive further into this category's advertising and marketing, we realized that when it comes to the most critical and natural human subjects, like menstruation or sex or infections that can occur, we have so many taboos attached. Using blue-colored blood, saying intimate care, not addressing real issues directly, and hiding behind flowery words. We haven't come a long way from the days using words, un dinon mein, have we? On the other hand, glamour is glorified. Shinier, fairer, bouncier seeps its way instead of addressing important health issues. Hence, our first takeaway from the observation was that don't hide the issue, be direct, say it as it is. Secondly, we looked at the consumer conversations through social media analytics. Are people really talking about intimate hygiene? Not really. Not even the most progressive sets of consumers on the internet. Only 1,700 mentions on the topic, and that too, they were flowery messages which were pushed by the brands on World Menstrual Hygiene Day. To give you a context, this is the same audience who discussed mental health and work-life balance almost 50x more in the same time period. We needed to get people talking about this important issue and provide a platform for women to openly discuss concerns. From these learnings, we got our insight that for anything to be acceptable in this category, we need to first talk about it. Clearly, the biggest hurdle deterring the widespread marketing penetration for women's intimate hygiene products was lack of awareness about serious health issues like discomfort, infections. The second was the taboos attached to public expressing regarding these issues. So we needed to get the right conversations going. So we crafted the positioning for the brand, which was all about an affirmative action-oriented statement rolled into #Sahibaa, which translates into the right talk, a campaign that was all about creating the right conversations about an important issue of vaginal hygiene. We weaved our Sahi strategy with the 3R models, digging into the right pop cultural pulse to create the right kind of content through a more relatable person. And third, and the most important thing, was choosing the relevant media choices. Our film was a 2.5-minute long film which created in a modular fashion so that we could explore smart digital formats with it. We needed an authentic face who is vocal about pertinent issues, keeping that as a qualitative lens and applying our quantitative filters through our proprietary advocacy tool. We got our right choice. Richa Chadda became the face of our campaign. Through our partnership with women's platform iDiva, we built a safe community where women could discuss and voice out issues related to vaginal hygiene. The social media amplification covered real issues faced by women regarding intimate hygiene and brand messaging enveloped in modern day conversations. The influencer campaign was rooted in popular insights that were carried out by opinion leaders through story formats as well as 30-second videos. In addition, an army of macro and micro influencers were used to promote the concept of Sahibaa and take the message down the conversation pyramid. We also partnered with another women platform, PopXO, and through their Gulabo widget, shared content and push notifications related to vaginal hygiene through the duration of campaign every day. We also used our social analytics war room mesh that helped us track conversations on the go. This is how we used an adaptive strategy to modify our creative, its distribution, and influencer mix for the campaign. Now, if you do not believe me, let me hand it over to my friend Gina. She will tell you all about it.
Hello everyone. How are you doing? Not there, down here. I love monologues. First things first, I'd like to be referred to by my full name, not flower, an intimate area, cooked ang, a pink pearl. Ugh, makes me want to hurl. Say it. Come on, you can do it. Yes, vagina. See, was that so difficult? So, all of you out there, yes, I'm looking at you. All you advertising folks, do me a favor and call me by my actual name. I was just watching TV the other day and I saw myself on it. I got so excited. It was an ad for a vaginal wash. But they refused to say vaginal. They kept calling it an intimate area wash. And I just got so angry. I mean, hello, it's 2022. Just think about how long it took you guys to call periods the right word instead of mahino ke wo day. I really just want brands to acknowledge that I exist. Which is why when I saw this ad for WeBath, it was a revelation.
कॉन्फिडेंस की बातें तो सभी करते हैं, पर वजाइनल हाइजीन की बात करने से अब भी झिझकते हैं। कब तक करेंगे इस बात को इग्नोर? Let's not be shush anymore. Real confidence comes from within, when you can make the choices that make you win. और यही है Sahibaa. WeBath.
Finally, a brand that says it like it is. Vaginal hygiene. It's nice to see a brand that cares about women's health and hygiene. It's nothing to be shush about. Educating women about vaginal hygiene is the Sahibaa. I was intrigued by WeBath, so I spoke to them to understand more. #Sahibaa translates into the right talk, and the campaign was all about having meaningful conversations. My favorite part of the film is how it addresses how women are cast in every other ad where their smile sells any product. However, when it comes to their intimate hygiene, they don't care equally. Richa Chadda, a celebrity who is not a Bollywood superstar but an actress known for speaking up, was chosen as the brand voice. Her straightforward attitude was apt to represent the messaging #Sahibaa that every woman should talk about. WeBath created a film that holds a mirror in front of the consumer and tells them about their habit of living with discomfort and not taking vaginal hygiene seriously. The brand then built a community of women. They partnered with relevant publishers. iDiva and PopXO, popular women's platforms, were prominent partners. Relevant women influencers were roped in to do the Sahibaa and keep conversations going on social media. It's no surprise that the audience loved this impactful campaign as much as I did. So thanks, WeBath, for doing the #Sahibaa. On behalf of my sisters across the country, thank you. and guys, trust me, vaginal hygiene is more important to women than ensuring that their husband's white t-shirts stay sparkling white with your detergent or the chocolates you give them.
Well, thank you for that mic drop moment, Gina. We all get it finally. Not just Gina, right? We wanted real women to talk, and this is how they spoke. These are real stories where they appreciated that we said vaginal care instead of intimate care, acknowledged how ignorant we women become when it comes to our own health. And most importantly, they shared positive sentiments about VBAT, taking a real and undaunted stance about doing.
Last 1 minute.
This is how we provoked them and created the Sahibaa movement. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Anandita. Now, Smita, we are done with the first category, right?
Yes, we have done with the best media strategy, consumer products, cosmetic, toiletries, personal hygiene.
I
Moving
think
to the-
five case studies in that.
Yeah, 5 case studies over.
Okay,
Now
so
we are moving to the next category, best media innovation, best use of emerging technology for a media solution. And the first presenter is Wavemaker for Cadbury 5-star. Okay, Google, eat a 5-star.
now here the jury members, the time allocated is only 7 minutes for innovations. How many case studies in this category?
In this category, there are total 8 case studies.
8 case studies. Okay, fine. So, jury members, can we roll?
Yes, please.
Chintan, please do share the screen with the audio so that computer.
Check. Am I audible now?
Yeah. All the best, Chintan.
Hoping. Thank you. Yep. Let me know when to start. I'll just wait for it.
You can start the presentation.
Okay, thanks. Yep. So good afternoon, everyone. This is Chintan Thakkar from Wavemaker, and we are now going to look at a campaign called Okay Google, eat a 5-star. Right now, before we start with the presentation, I'd like to give you 2 disclaimers. Right, the first one being that while in our campaign we got the Google Voice Assistant to eat a 5-star and do nothing. Today, I'll get the Google Assistant to do what it's meant to do. That is, to assist me with this presentation. Second disclaimer being that if any one of you has a Google device around, I would request you either put it off or just turn off your Google Voice Assistant so that it doesn't keep buzzing while I present the case study to you. Now, moving on further, I would request our friendly neighborhood Google Voice Assistant to come up and take the stage here. Okay, Google, let's do what we are here for.
You mean telling our beloved judges about how Cadbury 5-star and I got the Gen Z to do nothing?
Yes, Google, you heard me there. Let's start by introducing our audience.
Cadbury 5-star's core audience is the urban youth, a generation that's under constant fear of being left behind. And to top that, the advent of technology has only made things more difficult for them.
That's true. Technology has its pros and cons. But wait, what does 5-star have to do with this?
In a world where society, peers, authorities, tech and even brands want youth to be continuously active and on the move, Cadbury 5-star has been that one counterculture brand that always encourages youth to take it easy and do nothing.
Wow, that's something different. Well, I believe they also do it with a light-hearted approach that reiterates the most important message of today. That is, to unwind and take it easy. But wait, what's the role of Google here?
Well, I established myself as a dominant player in the Indian market. More than 60% of Indian users interact with me through their smartphones as I am 3 times faster than typing. While I thought that might help the Gen Z to get more productive, I realized that my presence only fooled youth anxiety.
Looks like someone is getting into a self-criticism mode. So tell us, Google, how did Cadbury 5-star use technology to overcome this ill effects of technology?
Cadbury 5-star and I came up with the do nothing mode. Yes, it's the same mode in which you currently see the presenter in as he is busy eating a 5-star while I, His Google Assistant am doing the presentation on his behalf.
Damn, Google, have you even started seeing now? Anyway, do nothing more. What's that?
In an ideal scenario, my job is to make our audience more productive, but after eating a 5-star, I started giving them a perspective instead.
Damn, that sounds interesting. But how did you do that?
In collaboration with Cadbury 5-star, we found out 500 most asked questions and replaced generic responses with quirky counterculture statements that encouraged youth to do nothing. For example,
ऑफिस से कोई ईमेल आया है क्या?
नो इंटरनेट कनेक्शन।
काम तो कर रहा है।
संडे को कौन काम करता है?
कुछ ना करने की कला सीखिए। ओके गूगल 5-स्टार खाओ से एक्टिवेट करें डू नथिंग मोड।
Is the bank open today?
People still go to banks. Okay, boomer.
Say okay Google, eat a 5-star to activate the do nothing mode.
That was fun. So Google, in a way, you became like that one chilled out friend who always wants you to take it easy and do nothing.
yes, a better one than you indeed.
Okay, Google, if you are done with the sarcasm, can we tell the people here as to what did the brand achieve by making you the do nothing ambassador?
Wait, weren't you supposed to play your AV here that your team has put together? Duh.
Yup, you're right. I need to play the AV here. So let's play it then.
Call Shivani.
Nah.
Call Shivani.
Ever heard of playing hard to get?
5-star encourages Gen Z to take a pause from the chaos, and you guessed it right, do nothing. Research suggested our target audience use technology that offers convenience to stay updated. They use their apps in both English and Hindi, seamlessly communicating between the languages. 60% of Indian users interact with voice assistants through their smartphones, and voice is 3 times faster than typing. We crafted a solution in English and Hindi that tapped into the human need of being in the know constantly. The 500 most asked queries on the Google Assistant were replaced with hilarious answers in Hindi and English. Users expected a solution from the assistant, and instead, they were asked to do nothing with a 5-star.
Any offers running in the mall?
Today's offer, save 100% by staying at home.
How's the traffic?
He misses you, but he'll get over it.
Hey Google, how did the campaign work for the brand? The chatbot drove 5 million message exchanges. Almost 400,000 active users engaged with the chatbot. Imagery scores went up by 4 percentage points. And consideration scores also lifted by 4 percentage points. The campaign received wide national as well as international coverage, capturing the attention of gamers, tech experts, and more.
So, yep, as we saw in our AV, a use of emerging technology for Cadbury 5-star drove 5 million message exchanges with more than 400,000 active users talking to the Google Assistant while it was busy eating a 5-star and doing nothing for almost 11,000 hours.
Does this also include the number of times you've bothered me while making this presentation?
No, Google, we are only talking about the campaign numbers here. Get it? Well, that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Google, for helping us out with the presentation. You may now go back to your do nothing more.
After presenting all your slides myself? Yup, I definitely deserve it.
Okay, Google, goodbye now. Yep.
Thank you, Chintan.
Thank you, Chintan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our next presentation, Wavemaker, Cadbury Celebrations, not just a Cadbury ad.
So is Monica presenting that? Monica?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Monica. We will let you know when to start.
Yeah.
Let the jury score against the previous presentation.
Sure.
And okay.
Please be ready with the screen sharing, and yes, we can see the screen.
You want to tell her about that thing which you often tell presenters about the Zoom thing, the audio?
I have shared it with the audio.
Okay.
Yeah. You're able to see my screen?
Yes. Jury members, please do let us know if everyone is done with scoring.
Just one question, sorry. Are you able to see it with notes or without notes? I'm not able to see it here.
We are able to see the notes as well, the below. Good.
Okay, give me 1 second now.
You can just do a full screen mode. Below there is notes, right?
Yeah. It is on full screen actually for me.
Yeah.
One second, so sorry.
Jury members, are we good to go? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Nitin.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can start,
Monica.
Okay, sure. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Monica Solanki from Wavemaker, and I'm here to tell you why Cadbury Celebrations spent crores of marketing budgets to make an ad that was not just a Cadbury ad. Chocolates are usually an impulse buy.
Monica, your presentation is not seen.
Oh, okay.
In the sense that the screen is blank.
Okay, I'm actually on the third screen. This is...
No. Don't worry. We will give you time again, please. These are...
Okay, I just
set up everything ready. We have stopped the watch. We will start it again. Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now it is visible.
Yes, it is.
Tom, the first slide.
Yeah. Monica, just a second. You are on, we can see your presentation mode. So we are seeing the next slide and this slide. So I think there is something wrong there.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can actually go ahead. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I think in the interest of time, we'll just...
I think we just need to switch to presenter view and set up everything, and you can take your time, 2 or 3 minutes, and set it up and come back.
So in your slideshow, there would be a checkbox. There you go. It's fine now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, restart. Start the time now.
Yes, we're starting your time now. You can start the presentation.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Monica Solanki, and I'm here to tell you why did Cadbury Celebrations spend crores of marketing budgets on an ad that was not just a Cadbury ad? Chocolates is an impulse category meant for self-indulgence. However, Cadbury Celebrations thrives on occasions and festivals, with 2/3 of the business coming from just Rakhi and Diwali, and has a limited window of opportunity. Over the last decade, celebrations grew at a healthy 8% CAGR. And as we usher into a new decade, we had a target of achieving double-digit growth. However, pandemic had different plans, not just for the brand or category, but for the nation. Lakhs lost their lives and livelihood, bringing consumer spending at a grinding halt. After seeing the worst of first wave, gradually, the cases started dipping. The case and restrictions had eased out. However, the trade sentiments were at its lowest, as consumer spending was limited only to essentials, making it even more difficult for Cadbury Celebrations to sustain its business, which is usually at its scale during Diwali. This was the biggest challenge for Celebrations because while the products were available across general, modern, and digital stores, 80% of the business came from small and medium stores. While the lockdown affected everyone, the big brands were getting back on track. However, the small neighborhood stores continued to see limited to no growth. But in times of great strife, our humanity asserted itself with surprising acts of kindness that made everything feel better. Cadbury Celebrations wanted to do its bit to support small businesses. Some of the most obvious ways would have been giving financial aid or extension of credit period. However, with 40,000 stores empaneled, giving them financial aid of even 25,000 would mean an expense of over 100 crores. And while credit period extension might be of some help, but only to Cadbury retailers, and leave out crores of retailers, especially in the non-essential category, which were severely impacted. We went through some case studies, marketing journals, and published reports and understood three key pillars on which large businesses had bounced back after COVID: customer service, data and tech, and marketing budgets. While the small brands aced in customer relationship, what they lacked was technology and marketing budgets. And this is exactly where Cadbury Celebrations decided to help the local stores by leveraging the power of data and tech and the brand's marketing budgets to create an ad that was not just a Cadbury ad. Allow me to take you through the AV.
India is home to more than 6 crore small businesses, and they've been fighting for survival after the coronavirus outbreak and the lockdowns.
Presenting not just a Cadbury ad. We advertised not just for ourselves, but for thousands of small businesses across India.
I love it.
The idea was innovative, but the technology and execution was challenging. Most of the stores in India don't have a digital presence. So we had to manually feed our system to create a database of local retailers, mapping them to their location, which we identified through PIN codes. As the ad was served to an individual, an algorithm located the PIN code and then mapped the various local stores in that PIN code and served the one closest to the individual in real time. The AI-enabled system created thousands of permutations for the localized version of the same ad. So many that it is even impossible to track. This resulted in the first ever hyper-personalized ad ever. One that ensured every single person that saw the ad supported a local store. Because when all of us support our local stores, all of us can have a happy Diwali.
The campaign received an overwhelming reception, setting new viewership benchmarks across platforms and achieving highest ever engagement rate, and also generating free PR worth 3 crore. For business, it was a spectacular rescue as we delivered 22% growth, double the target. Our distribution grew by 14%, and we added 16,000 new stores, in helping us increase our household penetration by 21%. The biggest learning for us through this journey was the realization of how a seed of an idea can be transformed with the power of data and tech to impact the society at large. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Smita, can you announce the next presenter? And, they'll be
moving on to the next presentation, Webmaker for Netflix. Netflix Matchmaker, how we use consumer modes to personalize content recommendations.
For the benefit of the jury members, I just want to tell you that this particular session is live streamed on the Advertising Club Bombay's website, Ad Club website, and also the YouTube channel of Ad Club. And we will have sessions till 24th of February, all going live. So it's a 10 days affair. Nitin, jury members, we are asking the next presenter to present. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, Nitin. Nitin,
Sure. I'll ask them to start.
Yeah.
Ravi,
Just give me a second, please. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not moving to the first slide. I'm doing top.
Are you ready, Ravi?
I am ready. Just give me a minute. I think it's not going back to the first slide. Just give me like 2 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, all the best. Nitin, you announce.
Sure, sir. Whenever Ravi is ready, we will start this stopwatch.
Not moving. Now it's moving. Yeah. So, sorry for that. Yeah. I'll start.
Okay, you can start. The timer starts.
Hope you're all in a good mood, because mood is what we're going to talk about today. How often have you heard this refrain? Abhi mood nahi hai yaar. Mood is a behavioral nuance that comes from the state of mind we are in. It dictates a lot of choices we make on a daily basis, or even choices we make in the moment. We use this behavioral trait for Netflix to personalize content recommendations according to consumer mood. The Indian OTT market is cluttered with over 40 players, all engaged in a race for the consumer's share of mind and a share of his wallet. 2020 brought with it the pandemic, and everyone was confined to their homes. With no shoots, TV had no new content to offer, cinemas were shut, everyone was looking for content on OTT platforms. Capitalizing on this opportunity, OTT platforms were in a race with high decibel marketing campaigns, and the top two competitive players burnt 8,800 GRPs in 2 months. Netflix enjoyed high awareness but was lacking consideration. Barrier was that there was a massive perception that Netflix only has edgy, gritty content that is not for me. It was important for us to change this and establish the fact that Netflix has content for every mood and occasion. Content discoverability drives the consumers to the platforms and drives success. While other OTT players had free content sampling, Netflix had its content hidden behind a paywall. With no free trials, consumers had to sign up for a subscription with a credit card to sample the content. This made content discoverability difficult. However, Netflix had two advantages: a pocket-friendly mobile plan of $199 unique to India, and more importantly, a vast content library that was unparalleled. Hence, the task was, how do we make this vast content discoverable to those who think Netflix is not for me? Understand these consumers better, we used M-Insights, a proprietary tool for insight mining, and mapped out their audience persona. We identified 3 key behaviors that had spiked during the lockdown. 1, they loved to stream music at different times of the day. 2nd, they enjoyed ordering food online. 3rd, they were very active on social media and loved talking about all these things. We had to be a part of these conversations. Also, when it came to entertainment, people are simultaneously fans of romance, comedy, drama, and action. I, for one, naturally veer towards action, but on a lot of days, I want to have a good laugh. On some others, I want to watch something that's more intense. We latched onto this insight to create the content matchmaker that would take your current mood into consideration and match it to titles from the Netflix's vast content library. 84% of all streaming title conversations on Twitter are about discovery, with users sharing and seeking recommendations. We had to make Netflix a part of these conversations in real time and at scale. To do this manually is an impossible task. We had to find a solution that could pull people looking for content recommendations and engage them in a conversation. To do that, we leveraged Twitter's API in an innovative way. Let me actually show you how we did it.
You're constantly bombarded with new shows, trending now, top picks for you by streaming platforms. But is a new show enough to make you stay beyond
Is the volume
click? Because surely what we decide to watch or listen to is not just about their content, it's about our mood. And what explains your mood better than an emoji? Let's chat for a minute. We made Netflix the part of the 84% of real-time discovery on Twitter, where users are sharing and seeking recommendations. We found places where they revealed how they were feeling, like the Twitterverse, where emojis communicate all kinds of moods. Netflix decided to tap into moods to recommend content, and it was music to everyone's ears. With millions of Indians stuck at home during the pandemic lockdown, with no new content being produced, Netflix realized it was a great opportunity to showcase their vast library. Netflix Matchmaker tapped into moods and used it to recommend the perfect piece of content. Now that calls for a hashtag Follow Friday. When you sum up what you think in 280 characters, we summon your mood with just one emoji. Netflix users were asked to tweet an emoji which depicted their mood for a weekend binge, matched the user's mood by mapping out over 862 emojis to the vast library of content they have. Based on the emoji used, the recommendation engine sent an auto-response with content recommendations. Netflix was able to solve one issue with its users' tweet. We could find the perfect matches for our Twitterati's perfect weekend binge. Every user's tweet was rewarded with a treat. Our goal was complete when our viewers grabbed their seats.
So, what made this a unique technology campaign? Technology formed the backbone of our execution, powered ably by content and amplified by media. It was the first campaign to give personalized content recommendation through a tech interface. To gauge consumer moods accurately, we made use of emojis, which are a universal currency of emotions. Scanning over 3,000 emojis to detect the most popular ones and mapping them to relevant titles in the Netflix library. Scale of the campaign meant that thousands
Last 1 minute.
to the users, that too in real time. We had to minimize human intervention, as it's not possible to manually give recommendations to every tweet. Technology reduced the friction. We built an automated bot that powered our recommendation engine and identified and mapped the emojis unique to our hashtag and served up relevant content recommendation from the Netflix library, all of this in real time. We engaged consumers in a conversation with the brand, and by marrying a powerful insight with real-time data and tech-aided content discoverability, drove 3x growth in monthly active users for Netflix. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you.
Smita, can you announce the next?
Yeah, moving on to the next presentation. India for Google Assistant, world's first programmatic voice-enabled audio ad for Google Assistant. India.
The screen. Yeah.
Well. Please be ready with the computer audio shade.
Ravi, you need to go on mute.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen and my audio is clear.
Yeah.
I think your screen and your audio, yes, you are quite audible and the screen can be seen.
Jury members, are we good to go for the presentation?
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Karan, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Sorry, I think I wasn't audible. But doesn't that make it clear that the power of voice is only when it is heard? And because humans have shown the power of voice with stories, today we will do the same. We will tell you the story of how the people got to voice their choice by our protagonist, Google Voice Assistant, because bolne se sab hoga. And I, Karun Kambiri, will be your sutradhar for the day. Let's start from the beginning with the plot of our story. This is the story about a place where people are connected to their local base. Whether it's watching someone make art with biryani or fondue, to selecting the daily tunes to which they groove. The numbers are here to prove local is the language we choose. Now that we have set the stage, it's time for our protagonist to take it away. In the land where already a majority of people are talking to and not through their phones, the power of our protagonist, Google Voice Assistant, is not unknown. Armed with the power of local language, it cuts across the barriers that an English internet entails. Google Voice is the Sahayak who's always there for you. But of course, no story is complete without a conflict. While some are running after achieving total awareness, others just want to be considered. We set out to find usage intent, which is easier said than delivered. Being the market leaders, there is no shortage of awareness for Google. Thus, we have been focusing on increasing the usage intent for the brand. And thus began our journey of finding our resolutions. While we were caught in our plot, a Gaana was becoming viral and coming to the top. Gaana app wanted rural India to groove to their tunes too. Thus, they launched the capability of voice search in app. And well, we already know what that can do. And so it happened, Google was making voice search the norm on the web, and Gaana got a fourth of its users hooked to voice search inside its nest. And we knew we have found an ally in our journey. Although we covered all the analog and digital media touchpoints in our regular campaign, we couldn't help but think what more voice and audio together can bring. The answer was there, clear as day, the emerging piece of ad tech we needed to break away. Voice-enabled audio ads is the evolution of audio ads, where users voice their choice and decide to either listen or not listen to an ad with just voice commands. The ad tech provides a two-way communication and significantly higher engagement rates. And that's how Google and Gaana came together to listen to India. We were talking about a voice assistant product using ads that needed voice for engagement on a platform which is encouraging all its users to become voice first. So isn't that a match made in media heaven? Is that time now the one which is most hyped? It's time for the climax, so hold on to your seats tight. We knew we had achieved what we set out for when users voiced their choice in favor of Google Assistant in the brand lift service. We got an honest usage intent uplift and a little consideration too. What can we say? It seemed too good to be true. But that wasn't enough. Real trailblazers don't just use an emerging technology. They pave their own way with it. They claim their special place in it. Thus, we went for something more. Although we can't imagine how surreal Raita Faria would have felt in her story when she claimed the first Miss World title for India. But we do know how it feels to be the first in the world to programmatically run voice-enabled audio ads on a music OTT. And the story of Aryabhatta is not unknown, launching the first satellite of India and breaking all the local barriers. We too made an attempt to break the language barrier in technology with the launch of India's first all-Hindi voice-enabled audio ad rocket that landed straight in the hearts of people. The people heard and could talk to the ad in the comfort of their own language, Hindi. Now let's look at our journey with a little movie magic.
हाय, मैं गूगल असिस्टेंट की तरफ से एक ऐड हूँ। अब बोलने से सब होगा। बीप के बाद बोलिए हाँ और जानिए कैसे।
हाँ।
अब गूगल असिस्टेंट से जवाब पाना है बहुत आसान। बस मोबाइल से बोलिए ओके गूगल और हिंदी में बोल के अपना सवाल पूछ लीजिए और देखिए कैसे बोलने से सब होगा।
Now wasn't that a delight? An ad that actually talked and listened to you. This was Google Assistant's campaign on Gaana. Through this campaign, Google Assistant helped free the voice of everyone. and used a very simple yet effective tagline, "Bolne se sab hoga."
Okay, Google, how did you achieve your objective?
We identified an emerging new technology which allowed users to use their voice to interact with ads. That's Instramatic's interactive dialogue ad technology. The campaign ran on Gaana, India's most used music streaming service. The ad asked the user if they wanted to continue listening to the audio ad. If the user said "haan" or "yes" to the audio ad, the whole ad played and took the user to the landing page. Just like that, there were other audio cues in case the user said no, did not respond, were not clear, etc. Post which the ad quickly returned the listener to the music or podcast he or she was listening to. The campaign saw a 10% uplift in usage intent and 12% uplift in consideration for Google Assistant.
But what makes this campaign unique?
This was the first ever programmatically executed interactive audio ad campaign in the world. Doing so, we could optimize the campaign in real time with an end-to-end data-driven approach. This was also India's first all-Hindi interactive audio ad campaign, breaking the English language barrier.
Through this campaign, we truly proved to the Indian audience that "Bolne se sab hoga."
And so it ends with some rewards and compliments. We got an honorary mention in the Global Ad Exchanger Awards and also got covered in Google's Global Knowledge Sharing Session, WWLLQ.
Your time's up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karun. Smita, can you please announce the next
presentation? Web maker for FirstCry using dark, not bar for FirstCry.
Please be ready, and
Maker.
we'll let you know when to start the presentation.
Could just someone confirm if you can see my screen on full screen mode?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jury members, can we proceed with the presentation?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Priya, you can start the presentation. Your time starts.
E-com is one of the fastest growing sector in India with an estimated CAGR of more than 27% in coming years. Media investments reflect the same sentiments. Amazon media investments are next only to FMCG giant HUL for the past few years. The pandemic has further accelerated media spends by 82%. FirstCry, the omni-channel retailer that focuses on baby and mother care products, wanted to create awareness for its unique platform and its variety of product offerings in this highly cluttered media space. Our objective, create awareness for FirstCry, which had less than 1/10 media budget as compared to e-com giants. Like any other advertiser in the country, television presented opportunity to create base level awareness. However, what percentage of TV watching universe was even relevant for FirstCry? Out of 891 million BARC universe, the FirstCry audience was only 9%. This meant that out of 44,000 household panel, which is part of BARC, a mere 3809 sample size representing FirstCry TG. So how could we create awareness for FirstCry with 1/10 media budgets and with only 9% addressable TV audience? We decided to not base any of our decisions basis BARC. Rather, we decided to go back to each mother who chose FirstCry and was part of FirstCry DMP. The FirstCry DMP is a strong base of 80 million mothers. We asked them questions on an ongoing basis that helped us create our own audience and viewership monitoring system, which we call it as DARC, Digital Audience Research Council. As compared to 3,809 sample size of our TG in BARC, the average sample size of DARC surveys is 20 to 30,000, giving us robust data points to build our own TV strategy, planning, and buying metrics. Key details about DARC survey system. We have a survey system that is synced with our database. It helps us to build our own if-then-else journeys. This enables us to target the surveys to specific sets of users and gain valuable insights in hours. The survey operation. The media survey is a one-time configuration on our system. The entire survey targeting syncs with our database to ensure that it is served to the right people. We get reports once in a week and a comprehensive dashboard every quarter. As and when we need to modify the survey, we make the changes on the same system and it goes live real time. The survey targeting. Since our objective was to create awareness for FirstCry, we needed to understand the media habits of new audiences coming to our platform. Therefore, we target our surveys to various segments such as new registrations, new app installs, first-time buyers, first-time heavy browsers, etc. Different surveys are targeted to relevant segments to further optimize media deployments. The survey reach. We try to drive unique views as much as possible. The survey is served 24/7, which keeps us updated on insights. The data is now used to identify shifts in TV viewing behavior and modify the media strategy accordingly. To take you through some key findings of Dark, let me take you through an AV.
The last few years have seen exponential growth in media spends for e-com sector, creating huge media clutter. Our task was to create awareness for FirstCry, which had less than 1/10 of media budget as compared to e-com giants. TV presented a key opportunity to create awareness. However, what percentage of the TV watching universe was even relevant for FirstCry? Our research showed us that out of 891 million BARC universe, the FirstCry audience was only 9% of the overall BARC base. Further dissection revealed that the BARC panel has 44,000 households. 9% of this meant a mere 3,809 sample size, representing FirstCry TG. Maximizing our presence within the addressable TV audience was essential, and using BARC was not a reliable option. To create our media strategy and plans, we decided to rely on our own database. The FirstCry DMP has a strong base of 80 million mothers, the biggest base of mothers in APAC. We asked them questions on an ongoing basis that helped us create our own audience and viewership monitoring system, which we call as Digital Audience Research Council, or DARC. As compared to 3,809 sample size of our TG in BARC, the average sample size of DARC surveys is 20 to 30K. Annually, the sample size reaches 50 to 75K. Few genre-level decisions made basis DARC. We found that moms create their FirstCry shopping cart during weekdays. We handpicked daily soaps and exposed moms with a range of categories available on the site to help them build their shopping cart. While the shopping cart is built over the weekdays, the buying happens during weekends. So reality TV became the right platform to close purchase. DARC proved that HD penetration is not restricted to metros, and it has higher presence in high-value FirstCry mothers. We tapped those mothers by investing 25% of our monthly budgets in this genre, unlike any other e-com giant. With regard to music, unlike any other advertiser, we picked only afternoon to connect with mothers. Basis, DARC findings. DARC showed surge in preference for movie genre over weekend. We used this genre to further facilitate purchase. Few planning principles derived basis outcomes of DARC. Dropping our channel basket from 60 to 29 channels and removing irrelevant genres such as sports, news, devotional, lifestyle, etc. Content-based planning rather than CPRP-based planning. Not advertising on daily soaps on Fridays. No investment on news in spite of rise in viewership due to pandemic. Picking programs, not time bands. Run longer edit of TVC on GEC, but shorter edit on rest of the genres. Enter a new state with HD first.
Last 1
Once
minute.
the market sales starts picking up, start investing through SD, among other such insights. Taking insights from DARC, we created India's first full funnel strategy through reality TV shows. Awareness with sponsorship elements like brand mentions, brand ads, marketing promotions. Active integration helped us build consideration for FirstCry offerings. Finally, facilitating purchase through Astons. Coming-up window having CTAs, audience voting on FirstCry website for the first time in the country. The voting was done on a brand's platform.
आने के लिए firstcry.com के वेबसाइट पर जा
आप मुझे firstcry.com पे भी वोट कर सकते हैं.
The results: 66% jump in revenue, 3x increase in orders, 5x jump in direct visit to the website, 50% increase in the sale of fashion products, 3x jump in organic app downloads. Organic app downloads now contribute close to 50%, reducing the CPA. Organic acquisitions have much higher lifetime value, improving the overall customer cohorts, thereby improving the margin profile of the business. And lastly, FirstCry had only 9% addressable TV audience, yet on the back of dark findings, we were able to convince the brand to be on air 40 weeks per year. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya.
Okay, moving to next presentation. Mindshare for Boost Stamina Meter, a new currency in town. Mindshare.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see. And just give us 1-2 minutes.
Yeah, you tell me when to start.
Sure.
Jury panel, are we okay to go ahead?
Yes. Let's move, please.
Okay, Merzad?
Yes,
Merzad?
yeah.
Merzad, you can.
Good afternoon, Sharks. My name is Mehzad, and I'm one of the co-founders of Stamina Meter. So, Sharks, in the last couple of years, our generation has seen an evolution in fitness culture. Thanks to tech, we can now track live body movements, posture, heartbeat, sleeping patterns, nutrition, and all of this information gets collated in a single app or a wearable. But the inception of this technology for fitness comes from the world of sports. And today, one of the key brands associated with sports, and especially cricket in India, is Boost. Now, I'm sure all of us are right now thinking of the line, Boost is the secret of my energy. Yes, this mainline communication has been etched in our minds by a lot of brand ambassadors like Kapil Dev, Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni, and Virat Kohli. So, a market leader in South with 51% penetration, Boost decided to launch Pan-India and take their media deliverables across Northern and Western region. Now, as I said, we, the 90s kids, might subconsciously remember this line, Boost is the secret of my energy. But for today's generation that has all information and data points around sports, like vertical leap, duration of a match, distance covered in kilometers, wants to know what's this secret of their energy. And you know what? The answer of that lies in the bottle itself. For the last 30 years, and that is the key proposition too, 3x stamina. Now, sports personalities are top of the mind when we think of stamina. It blows our mind when we see them perform to their best. But can we have a conversation around it? We can only say, wow, what stamina. But can we actually discuss it? No. And while there are multiple performance parameters across the world, none of them have brought together, and no broadcaster, no publisher, no brand quantifies the most crucial aspect in the world of sports: stamina. We leverage this opportunity to introduce a new tech-based product using artificial intelligence and machine learning to create a metric for the first time in the world of sports. We called it the Boost Stamina Meter. Let me show you an AV, please.
Introducing the Boost Stamina Meter, an algorithm with 30 plus data points like running between the wickets, time spent on crease, bowler run-up, pace of delivery, diving catches, and more. Players were segmented as per batsman, bowler, or all-rounder. This was run through statistical analysis like linear regression, and based on their live performance, every player was assigned with a unique stamina score. The Boost Stamina Meter made its first appearance at the Indian Premier League. Stamina scores of 184 players were displayed in real time. Leading commentators and experts reiterated the impact of stamina on a game. Fans were hooked on to insights behind competitive stamina scores. Key moments during the game were leveraged through 500 plus contextual creatives. Boost Stamina Meter built a one-stop destination for all things stamina. The campaign garnered 35 million visual views, a whopping 4 billion impressions with 95% positive sentiments on social media. Market share increased by 900 basis points. Aided awareness increased by 1,000 basis points. It generated 4 times the value of a typical IPL campaign. Not just that, Boost Stamina Meter created an answer to a very important question in the world of sports. What's your stamina score?
So, to answer what's your stamina score, the algorithm actually analyzed historical data set of last 12 years, 150,000 data points in one live match. And soon the stamina scores, or rather I would say the unique stamina score of all 184 players was deployed in real time across platforms through 500 plus contextual creators. This product broke through the limitations of low engagement, low impact faced with mainline TVCs. The Boost Stamina Meter was ranked amongst the top 3 recalled brand campaigns on Disney Plus Hotstar. But Shark, here comes the plot twist. Neither were we a sponsor of IPL, neither were we a sponsor of any IPL team. This idea was disruptive because for the first time, instead of breaking your back on an IPL investment, with an investment of just 5 crores, we generated a value of 4x of 20 crores. We have also received a second round of funding in 2021 for last IPL with double investment to make it an ongoing property, and we took it on TV to make the scale bigger. And the future of this tech is to take it across sporting leagues, gaming, and wearables. Investors across the globe and India have recognized and appreciated the Boost Stamina Meter. In fact, let me tell you a story. One of the investor brands offered to buy out the IP of the Stamina Meter because they believed, and I'll give you a hint, the brand, because they believed it would give their energy brand some wings. So Sharks, I'm here to ask for an investment of a gold in this category to take the stamina score equity of this campaign.
Last 1 minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the next presentation. Group M Dialogue Factory for Colgate Dental Cream, a new beginning.
Yes. We are ready.
Okay, please be ready and start sharing the screen as well if you have anything with the computer audio.
Yes.
And we will let you know when to start the presentation.
Okay.
Do you remember? Can we go ahead with the next presentation or?
Yes, yes, please.
All right.
So we'll start right now. Okay.
Yes. Prash, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Yeah, thank you.
एक मिनट हाँ पैंडेमिक से पहले सब कुछ कितना अच्छा था दोस्तों को गार्डन में मिलना उनके साथ खेलना घूमना फिरना but suddenly the whole world shrunk into a small screen meeting friends online talking to them online playing games with them also online even classroom online and I got used to it But my mama says habit of small screen is a waste of time. And she believes such technology must be used for a better purpose. और भगवान ने उनकी बात सुन ली. Colgate for many years has been creating awareness in primary schools about oral hygiene and the importance of brushing teeth twice a day. But due to pandemic, schools were shut. So, Colgate used the best of emerging technology and turned the Bright Smile, Bright Future on-ground program into an online program, the E-Bright Smile, Bright Future program. Come, let's see the case study. Bhaiya, video play karna?
So kids, I am Megha and on behalf of Colgate, I am here to talk about your beautiful smile. So आज हम अपने teeth को कैसे strong बनाना है वो सीखेंगे, okay? Are you ready? My first question is, how many times a day do you brush your teeth? If you won't press the submit button, I won't be able to get your answer.
Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush, 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 keep cavities away. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Colgate.
Wow! मिलना चाहोगे मेरे friend से? Sham the Chin and Dr. Rabbit.
Hola, hello, namaste, salam. I am Dr. Rabbit. I'm here to teach you some good habits. Champ is my name. To teach you about oral care is my aim.
Now it's the quiz time. Yes, we have got a task for you. The brushing calendar, a healthy habit. I pledge to brush my teeth 2 times a day.
ये एक इफेक्टिव, इम्पैक्टफुल और स्केलेबल प्रोग्राम था. This program made online engagement interactive, participative, and changed the way of online meetings, especially when it came to children. My mother and mothers of many other students are happy because Colgate used the emerging technology for a better purpose and in an interesting way. Okay, now I have to go. And remember to brush your teeth twice a day, once in the morning and once in the night. Thank you.
Thank you, Prish.
Thank you. Okay,
Smita?
yeah, the last presentation for this particular category, that is GDP Mudra Group, Kingfisher, a BYOB party minus the beer.
Okay, please be ready and
GDP Mudra Group.
Hey, is my
Skandaram.
screen visible?
yes,
Yes.
please.
Full screen mode, right?
Yes,
Fantastic. Please tell me when to start. I'll start then.
sure. Dear jury, can you please confirm us once you're done with scoring?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay, so you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Sure. Good afternoon, jury members. Today, I'm Skanda from DDB Mudra Group, and I'm here to present to you BYOB, Build Your Own Beat, where Kingfisher enabled people to have a boozless party in the pandemic to raise their spirits. Now, we all know Kingfisher, right? And it's likely that for a lot of us, this was the first beer that we ever tasted. And Kingfisher, as is known, is the king of good times. And one thing that the brand believes in is the king of good times for everyone. And this is something that resonates strongly with the brand. However, the pandemic threw things completely for a loop, right? Lockdown being imposed, there were a lot of issues that the brand faced. Essentially this, beer was declared a non-essential commodity during the lockdown. Now, despite the protests of a lot of my friends that beer was an essential part of their working lifestyle, beer became non-essential. So the perfect after-work companion in a Kingfisher beer was no longer available. Now, in this situation, how does the king of good times keep up if it cannot even reach its people, right? What use is a king if it cannot reach its subjects? So in order to figure out how we solve this, we decided to have a closer look at the subjects in question. The main people in consideration were the urban youth, who consider beer basically to be a social drink, something that they have in pubs with their friends. We also noticed that during the pandemic and lockdown, there was a dramatic increase in screen time and social media for our consumers. An interesting trend that we saw was an increase in content creation, not just content dissemination or viewing, but content creation among our audience. In light of this, and in light of dramatically decreasing share of wallet, how do we get to have an increase in the share of mind of the consumer? We again went back to our core proposition, good times, the king of good times, and we wanted to ensure that everyone, and not just people who create content, have good times. Right? We realized music was the bridge to that gap, and music and Kingfisher, of course, have a very long and old association. I'm sure everyone's right now thinking of Ooh La 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 Leo, right? We decided to go ahead with music, and music became our tool to feed into the whole creator culture while also enabling it to be inclusive so that everyone was a part of it. But it was not like this was something new, and our competition was heavily invested in music, sponsoring virtual concerts, virtual tours, virtual DJs, and they had a huge presence. So taking this into consideration, we decided to combine creator culture with a high music affinity to ensure everyone, and by everyone, I mean everyone and anyone, could have a party on social media. How did we do it? One doesn't need booze to have a good time, which is strange coming from our alcohol brand, right? We went with BYOB, which is Build Your Own Beat. What was it? It is basically India's first music AR filter, right? We enabled everyone to become a creator of booze-less fun. How did we get this to work? Simple. All users had to do was have 3 simple actions: either blink their eyes, nod, or open their mouth. With this, each movement triggered a beat in different genres, allowing users to actually create multiple types of content with just their expressions. I'm sorry, is my audio visible? I mean, is my audio audible?
Perfectly. Yes.
Sure. What we basically did was we used a visual input to basically create an audio experience, which was the very unique thing we used through technology. And our audience definitely joined the party. And how? We reached more than 42 million plus users, with 125,000 plus users creating their own music through our filters, and more than 2K users shared it online organically. It was one of the most engaged campaigns for Kingfisher, right? With more than 1.75x times growth, and the brand gained a humongous share in followers as compared to competition. It's also picked up by top marketing forums across, as can be visible. But why just talk about it? Let me showcase to you what our campaign was all about. Please tell me if the video audio is audible.
No, we cannot hear the audio of the video.
Just give me a second.
Across the country, restaurants and pubs are shutting shops temporarily.
संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है.
Last 1 minute.
You're welcome to join the party. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kavita, now we have only one category left, and I think 2 case studies to go, right?
Yes. We have done with the best media innovation, best use of emerging technology for a media solution. Now, the next category is best integrated campaign, consumer products, beverages, and drinks. And the first present is Lodestar for Amul. How Amul strengthened its position despite the pandemic.
So this jury panel, this will get 10 minutes, right, Kavita?
Yes, the presentation duration is
Now,
10 minutes per presentation.
Yeah. Now here I want to tell the jury members that every session will be awarded a jury's choice of the best case study presentation. So every jury has 1 vote. Out of the 15, every jury has to nominate which according to him or her is the best case study presentation for today. And the score sheet has been given to that effect by, have we given the score sheet, Shravan?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's go on to the case study presentation if jury members are ready. Are you ready?
Yes, let's start.
Okay.
Okay. So you can start. Your time starts now, Apu.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Veer Bhogya Vasundhara, meaning the brave shall inherit the earth. For some reason, I'm unable to move my slide. Sorry.
No problem. We will start it. You can start again.
Thank you for that. This is the title, Brave Veer Bhogya Vasundhara, meaning the brave shall inherit the earth. During the pandemic, like everybody else, Amul too had its unique set of challenges. The first one was that Amul has with its very large portfolio of 68 brands, all of it which was perishable, was supporting livelihoods of 3.6 million farmers who supplied milk to Amul. Second, the Horeca business, which is the hotels, restaurants, and catering business, that was deeply affected, bringing down business for Amul from that segment to a zero. And consumers too were in an anxious state. COVID-19 had brought in that scare where people were afraid of anything that came into their homes. Given the large number of farmers who depended for their livelihood on Amul, Amul decided not to wait and watch. They would be agile and take brave decisions. It was imperative that Amul does not let sales decline. There was a shift in the market paradigm. The market was soft, and that was the time to seek for new opportunities in media. And finally, we had to reinforce trust and promise availability. Quickly getting our act together, we studied behavioral changes and impact during previous downturns, referencing over 75 articles and taking all these learnings, mapping them to current mindset, mood, changes in habits across media, viewing, buying, eating, and all of it. This gave us 4 very clear though disparate learnings. First one being companies that invest in downturn, gain equity, and also bounce back faster. Second, Consumers in difficult times re-examine norms and patterns and are likely to change their habits. Third, all of us had to do everything ourselves. Dependency on our house help was not available, and people were looking for DIY kind of conveniences, recipes. So that was on the rise. And finally, people were forced to stay at home. This became a time for family bonding, for nostalgia. Also, religious fervor became prominent given the kind of uncertainty the pandemic had left us in. With this learning, we adopted the mantra, pivot and transform. We went ahead to take a series of brave decisions with this strategy. The first brave decision was that instead of stopping media investments, we would substantially increase visibility. Now, Amul was never in the SOV game, given that our A to S ratio was always less than 1%. But with a pivot and transform strategy, we ensured that Amul landed up among the top 10 advertisers, substantially increasing Amul's SOV, leveraging performing genres like news, movies, digital, OTT, and so on. And also we capitalized on the market softness to deliver unprecedented media value. Our second brave decision was to proactively reassure and provide safety guarantees to our customers that would restore trust. And we did this in very, very turbulent times. We must note that most companies and brands were not willing to take a stance. They didn't know what to do, but we thought differently. We went ahead, leveraged credible media, roped in our most trusted warrior, Mr. R.S. Sodhi, who assured our consumers that there will be no disruption in supplies of essentials and milk, as well as convinced them that our factories were following all COVID norms and our products were safe to consume. The next brave decision was to bring alive trust by showcasing legacy and demonstrating partnership. Now, it would be we could have been opportunistic and taken advantage of COVID, doing some CSR and with a social message, but we decided to take a different stance. We showcased our 30 years of infallible daily partnership with our consumers via the 190 Amul Classic ads, building on this legacy and trust with our consumers. Also, we knew that religious sentiment was on the rise, and we had predicted that viewership of religious content would also be very high. Skeptics in this situation would ask, but Giddy, because that's where the opportunity of Mahabharata and Ramayana being big religious series that were coming up, and people would be concerned about ratings. And finally, why would one watch old content? But we stuck to our convictions and convinced Doordarshan that we would sponsor the epics and reap rich returns there. We did this at 1/200th of the cost of IPL, delivering unheard of TVRs of 11.3 and 5.5, reaching 287 million viewers. Now, all of us know that that was higher than the top 5 programs that we see today. Riding further on the religious fervor, Amul launched Panchamrit during lockdown. Instead of restricting ourselves to doing a few religious channels, we wanted to take this product to a different level. And for that, we associated with the Ayodhya Bhumi Pujan, offered our product to Lord Ram and the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. Talking of results, we had over 1 lakh seconds of unadulterated brand visibility, and Namo himself as a brand ambassador. Could we be asking for more? But on the other hand, things were not that great. Horeca business was down. Reputed chefs were missing prominence and attention. We lifted their spirits. Instead of doing a couple of managed episodes with influencers which are exorbitantly priced, we pivoted and transformed, conceptualized a new format where we went non-stop live recipe show on Facebook Live. We had 3,300 chefs participating from prominent chains, as well as Michelin star chefs. And all of this was done over 500 days with Amul. Cinema halls too were shut, and we decided to reimagine our interaction on OTT. Instead of doing our typical movie channel theater sports plan, we thought differently and placed our products strategically in movies, OTT movies like Saina, Tufan and Rashmi Rocket. We redefined what a full page ad on print could be and taking it to vertical column ads, which would showcase 650 Amul products. Our next decision was to transcend our topicals from out of home to print and digital, allowing our consumers to engage with us. Let's look at an AV. Our efforts were designed to deliver results at scale. Amul grew double-digit despite COVID. Panchamrit grew by 10%. Consumer Pack 2 grew by 10%, and this more than recompensated for the dip in Horeca sales. In fact, we could help Horeca by engaging with 3,000 plus chefs over 500 days, created nostalgia, pride, legacy. Twitter was abuzz for more than 3 months, multifold, paid on earned, 3 times higher efficiency via media leverage, and there's more. Searches for Amul rose 10x. Amul ranked in the top 10 advertisers. And finally, we had our farmers very happy because their pockets were getting happy.
Last 1 minute.
Thank you. Thank you, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So all our very illustrious members on the jury panel, we are moving towards the last case study presentation for the day. And
the next case study presentation, Lodestar for Coca-Cola, ICC Pramukh.
Okay.
Please be ready, Priyanka, with the computer audio shared while sharing the screen as well. Jury members, can we go ahead with the next presentation?
Yes, please.
Thank you. You can start the presentation, Priyanka. Your time starts now.
Sure, thanks. Hi and good afternoon, everyone. I am Priyanka Randhawa from Lodestar and before we close for the day, I will be presenting the last case study on how Coke leveraged cricket to connect with its fans, initiate meaningful conversations, and also drive its drinker base. Now, before I begin, let's not forget that India is a nation of cricket crazy fans. Cricket isn't just a sport for us. It is a festival, rather a religion in India. It brings together our nation's people whose devotion to the sport exemplifies moments of upliftment. Coca-Cola, the brand, has a long-standing connection with cricket. By consistently investing over the years, the brand has attempted to not only grow association and embed the brand in their favorite sport, but also leave an indelible memory in the minds of its consumers. 2019 presented a unique opportunity with IPL and ICC scheduled back-to-back to create memories for its fans and to deepen engagement with the almost 1 billion strong fan following in India. Let's look at how the brand leveraged the summer of 2019, which was a blockbuster time for cricket, and managed to enter both the hearts as well as the carts of the Indian consumers. Spanning for over 100 days, the brand adopted an integrated approach, which successfully ticked all the boxes of driving viewership, increasing audience engagement through interaction, as well as driving brand consumption. In order to achieve this, the brand adopted what we call as the 3C framework, which says that growing a brand is a function of embedding it into the big cultural moments in people's lives, which is the first C, making it relevant to the community of fans, which is the second C, And lastly, creating experiences which are relevant to people's purchase and consumption rituals, which effectively means driving commerce. Keeping these principles in mind, a 360-degree campaign was executed, wherein the brand drove multiple initiatives. The first initiative was where the brand Coke tied up with the Star Network on TV as well as Hotstar, the official streaming partner for both the events, to connect with the fans as they watch their favorite game with passion and excitement. As a part of the second C, Coke launched the Be the 12th Man campaign to engage with the fan community, allowing them to be a part of the team, even though they weren't really in the team. And lastly, promotion of Coke and meals was done through the Swiggy Pop integration in the Hotstar app during matches to drive brand association with food, thus driving consumption. Consumer behavior tells us that they love to be engaged when they are open to hearing from a brand. And Coke leveraged this rightly by reminding fans to stock up and be ready with a Coke to enjoy their favorite game, and also simultaneously invite their friends to do the same. 6.5 billion impressions were delivered via push notifications, which are sent daily on the app. The brand further drove engagement on Hotstar by allowing consumers to express themselves with the help of emojis and branded cards contextual to 25 special moments on the match. Off the platform, War Room activated conversations with Hotstar, cricket fans, influencers, celebrities, which helped with buzz on social media. This integration made the brand ubiquitous with cricket for everyone who was watching or following the sport. Even on TV, or on TV shows rather, audience was reminded to stock up and be ready with a Coke. This was spotted with specialized custom vignettes feeding the Indian fans. Overall, if you see, numbers truly spoke for themselves as IPL 2019 delivered for the brand on an unprecedented scale. The brand reached 400 million plus audiences on TV and 160 million on digital, achieving a 10% lift in trauma during the campaign. Coca-Cola also launched Be the 12th Man campaign for the ICC Cricket World Cup to engage with the community, giving cricket fans an opportunity to be a part of the team without being on the team, recognizing and celebrating their unconditional support for the men in blue. Unique filters were created on Snapchat, allowing the fans to express themselves. A brand film featuring Indian team's 12th man, Rishabh Pant, was also launched. Simultaneously, the Hotstar integration continued to engage millions of fans during matches by presenting the heart cheer button, which was displayed live on in-stadium screens to convey their thunderous love in real time for their team. 125 million plus virtual cheers were received on the match venue display. Coke also launched an offline to online promotion, allowing consumers to buy a Coke product on the Coke to Home website and using the code on the label, participate in sweepstakes with a reward of watching the ICC Cricket World Cup final in London. Over 550,000 gameplays were recorded, with 30% revisitors and 50 winners in the end traveled to London for the World Cup finals. Lastly, through Coca-Cola's partnership with Swiggy, leveraging the Hotstar platform, the brand was able to promote Coke and food pairings to food lovers all through the summer of cricket. Coke and meals drove up commercial sales for the brand by connecting with the fans during matches, allowing themselves to enjoy with a bottle of Coke as the match was going on. In the end, by targeting all the 3 C's that we spoke of earlier, the campaign helped Coca-Cola enter the hearts and the carts of Indian consumers. Coke's brand voice was embedded deep into the memorable live action of cricket, and the growth in drinker base later on was a testament to this. Let's look a visual of how this all came together in the end.
India houses 90% of 1 billion cricket fans globally. 2019 was a big year for cricket. The Star India network had exclusive TV and digital broadcast rights for the Indian Premier League and the ICC Cricket World Cup. Coca-Cola signed on as a co-presenting sponsor for IPL and ICC on Star Network. Star set up DQ, a DMP for Coca-Cola for collection, segmentation and activation of audience. Coca-Cola launched the Say It with Coke TVC on TV and digital. On social media, an activation with interactive labels was launched. Hotstar offered 28 targeting cohorts on live sports. We activated 6 brands. We drove consumption opportunities through Swiggy Pop, a food delivery platform. A war room activated conversations with Hotstar, cricket fans, brand advocates, influencers, and Coke branded invites. A pilot campaign was launched. Coke ad clickers were redirected with offers from e-commerce platforms to drive transactions. IPL 2019 delivered on an unprecedented scale. IPL campaign unlocked some key media insights. Hotstar collected an audience pool of 3.1 million across the 6 brands. For ICC Cricket World Cup, the action was on Hotstar. Be the 12th Man campaign was launched on TV and Hotstar, featuring Indian team's 12th man, Rishabh Pant. Key learnings from the IPL campaign helped plan and deliver better. Coke and food combos were promoted through Hotstar's association with Swiggy. ICC campaign on Hotstar was amplified through a set of interventions to keep up the engagement and drive purchase. Influencers, advocates, fans, and social media warriors kept up the momentum. IPL communities were reactivated, generating more than 5 million conversations. Coke garnered the highest SOV during ICC. Collectively, with IPL and ICC, 2019 set a benchmark of media delivery. Hotstar DMP collected 14 million mobile ad IDs in total. During the festival season, the 4 million Coke audience were retargeted. The campaign reached 10 million Hotstar audience. Thus, in 2019, Coca-Cola connected the community of cricket fans with their passion, created powerful conversations, and drove connections in commerce.
Thank you.
India houses...
Last 1 minute.
Yeah, done. Thank you.
It's done. Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you.
And a big thanks to the jury panel. Thank you very much. I think everybody presented pretty well, and all the people, the young, especially the young, a lot from the industry has been very adept at presenting very well. So may I request you to put your scores. I will also request the viewers to subscribe to the Ad Club YouTube channel. And finally, a big request to the jury members to please submit their scores, not only for the categories that were presented, but even the best implementation team score, and as well your choice of the best case study presented today. So may I request you to please submit your scores. And I'm also going to request each jury member to announce a name, and please say one line about your experience of judging online. This is the first time the Ad Club has organized the whole thing online. Otherwise, we used to meet in person especially at V School, and have the case study presentations. So please announce your name, and whatever comment you have to make, please feel free to make. How was your experience?
Hi, Bipin, Nupur here. I'll take the liberty to go first. And I think, first of all, a great experience for us. I think every time we judge, we also learn something new. It opens up our minds. So thanks a lot for giving us that experience. A pretty well-run show, I must accept. The fact that it was online, but we still are finishing 17 minutes early. Just goes on to say that it was an efficiently run and yet an impactful session. So thanks. Well done.
So sweet of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bipin. I'll go next. I think it was definitely quite helpful. In fact, this has become a very nice and gripping session. Typically, if you last time remember, so it took quite a, at least in my case, I had to do it in tranches. And I could not really dedicate as much time because reading definitely takes a lot more time. Reading, viewing, creatives definitely consumes a lot more time. I think this was pretty well. And because you also adhered a strict timeline in terms of the timelines for every presentation, I think that became much simpler and better. I think overall quite efficient and very effective as well.
Thank you, Krishna Rao. Thank you.
Hi, Vipin. I'll go next. Apurv here. I think this was very interesting. I must compliment, like the others have said before me, the strict watch on time that you all kept to ensure that, this was a focused discussion and we gave everyone an equal opportunity to present. I think that was fantastic. I also encouraged my team to actually log on to the YouTube channel and see the case studies, because there's a lot of learning for us as well as marketers from what the others are doing. So overall, it's been a very good learning experience for me, and I hope to be a part of more of these.
Thank you, Apurva. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming actually. And we have already had 800 plus views on the YouTube.
Hi, Vipin. Let me go in next. This was my second judging experience. First, I did it offline quite some time back, face-to-face in Bombay. This was online. So I think pretty well conducted and good learning experience, and everyone presented extremely well. Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Bipin. I think I'll go next. I think part of our judging is about emerging technology. And I think last 2 years have really taught us how to use emerging technologies, and this judging itself online is a part of the emerging technology. So it's a great way, and I think it's a great way for all of us to be far more efficient and also be more productive. But congratulations to all the participants and congratulations to you. So I think it's a great experience.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinit. Thank you.
Hey, hi, Vipin and team. I'll go next. I really don't have anything more to add. I think you guys have done a very good job in really smoothly organizing everything. Good watch on time. Everything was absolutely smooth. Thank you so much for inviting us. Like all my colleagues have said earlier, we also learn when we look at people from different industries. Thank you so much, and all the best to you and to the participants.
Thank you, Srinivas. Thank you. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Bipin. I'll go next. Deepshika here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very well organized, and compliments to the teams that have put this together. I especially like the quality of the inputs that were given by every participant, the way they have structured their application. It was really very interesting to see the wide variety that has come on the table, and we hope to keep seeing such quality. Thank you so much for inviting us. It was a very, very well done entire event. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepshika.
Hi, Vipin, let me go next. Again, first of all, congratulations and kudos to your team. Extremely well organized online event. This being a part and parcel of our industry, I can imagine the kind of work that has kind of gone behind this. So extremely well done, and very smooth experience overall as well in judging. I think the quality of entries has definitely moved up a notch. Yeah. So they're really great to see this bar rising, and equally great to see the focus on results and not just on ideas. So great work there. Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant. Pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for all the kind words. Thank you. So with this, we conclude the judging session today, and thank you to all the presenters as well. A big thanks to all of you. Job very well done. And big thanks to my team, very efficient team. Especially, I would like to single out Smita and Gopal, and a big thanks to Shraval Roy and Nitin for handling all the